Hi, I'm Chip, and as you all know, I love the Like a Dragon series. It's probably my favorite video game series of all time. It's also the series that basically made my channel, and with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth only days away, I would like to revisit the previous mainline entry, Yakuza Like a Dragon. To be quite honest, for the longest time I have only seen playthroughs of this game. This was before I started making videos, before I played anything other than Yakuza 0. However, I have always been infatuated with this game. I have stated in previous videos about how much I love the stories that these games are telling, but in my personal opinion, after playing this game for myself, Yakuza Like a Dragon is my favorite entry in the series. I have been obsessed with this game. And so, to celebrate the release of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I'd like to talk a little bit about Yakuza Like a Dragon and why I love the game so much. But before we begin, I'm gonna have to ask you to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want more content like this. It helps the channel out a ton with the algorithm, and hitting the bell icon will let you know whenever I post, so you never miss a video. Let's get the elephant out of the room. This game marks the beginning of the immense shift from the beat-em-up gameplay that Yakuza was known for and into a more traditional JRPG. I'm not exactly well-versed into RPG games, and so going into the game, I was a little skeptical. But after playing through the game, honestly, the game is still super fun. RGG Studios did a good job of shifting the gameplay, but still keeping what makes the Like a Dragon games so memorable. The turn-based system feels good to play. It's dynamic, pretty transparent, and fun. Like most RPG games, some classes and attacks work better than others, and you can figure out what the enemies are weak against through the Sujidex, a parody of the Pokédex. There are some kinks though, such as the environment blocking the way of hits and not being able to move the character much, even though positioning plays a big factor when going into combat. They seem to have fixed these issues in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, so everything should be quite alright. Next up are the different things that you can do in the game outside of the main story and combat. Minigames and side stories are a big part of Like a Dragon games, and this one has some of the most memorable stories. When it comes to the side stories, they can range from being funny to heartfelt. The stories show our main character for who he is as well, helping people out in need out of his own volition, whether it's a little girl who needs donations for her brother's surgery, or the Yakuza patriarch with a baby fetish. It shows our main character in the best way possible, and because of the fact that these sub-stories are true to his nature, it's very believable that our main character went on these shenanigans on his own as well. These side stories are also a way for the game to introduce the player to minigames that they can play in the game. Of course, some of the minigames are Like a Dragon staples, such as baseball, karaoke, golf, and more. But some of them are exclusive to this game. Some examples of this are the Seagull Cinema, where you have to keep our main character awake throughout the duration of an old movie, and the Go-Kart minigame, which is honestly really fun. Many of the minigames are also surprisingly deep. Let's take the Dragon Kart minigame as an example. Dragon Kart is one of the deeper minigames that RGG Studios has ever offered, with multiple cars to choose from, upgrades for your kart, and many different tracks for you to enjoy. There's also a story in this minigame, so you can definitely spend hours just racing around the track. It's not as customizable as the stock car minigames that many Like a Dragon fans love, but it is still just as fun. If you enjoy Mario Kart, you're definitely going to enjoy this minigame too.
Skip it up and that up.
Of course, we can't forget about the business minigames. This time, our main character will be running a company called Ichiban Confections, where he will have to help out this dying company to rise up from the ground and become the #1 company in Yokohama. Other than the Yakuza 0 Cabaret Club, this is probably my favorite business minigame. There's a lot of micromanagement when it comes to this minigame. From upgrading your properties to produce more money, to recruiting employees and keeping them happy, upgrading said employees to do bigger damage during the shareholder meetings, and so much more. I have spent hours on end just playing this minigame, and if you're the kind of person who needs to have a lot of money in Like a Dragon, This minigame guarantees you quite a bit of money after shareholder meetings, so you'll be sure to never run dry. With that part of the game out of the way, let's talk about the characters. Specifically, I'd like to talk about our main character. If you noticed, I haven't been calling our main character by his name at all so far. And that's because I wanted to dedicate a portion of this video just for him.
Help me.
This is Kasuga Ichiban, one of the most likable characters in all of gaming, and is one of, if not my personal favorite character of all time. He is fiercely loyal, wears his heart on his sleeve, and is always willing to help people out in need. He has an unfaltering kindness and a general love for people that his friends admire him for. He cares about his friends deeply and believes that people can be redeemed. As a result, his friends, or party as he calls it, are also loyal to him and are willing to be behind his back whatever the situation may hold. And if you look at his party, there are people from many different backgrounds. An ex-detective, a former nurse now facing homelessness, a bar mama, the head of a Chinese organized crime syndicate, and the trusted right-hand man to a leader in the Korean organized crime group. This shows that Ichiban prioritizes people's values over social status. The amount of lessons that I have taken to heart from Ichiban is quite astounding. In a grim world filled with people that are indifferent to everything, you can always be a positive change in someone's life. You can always start your journey to do something that you love whenever you want, whether you're in your 20s like me or in your 40s like Ichiban. There's no such thing as being too late to work your way up from rock bottom. And for the time, the decision to change the main character from our series staple Kiryu to Ichiban is very bold. But RGG made it work. And the reason why it works is because of the fact that Ichiban isn't a carbon copy of Kiryu. Instead, he is the complete opposite of who Kiryu is. While Kiryu is often stoic and a lone wolf, beating numerous foes with his bare fists, Ichiban thrives on the company of those he trusts. He is a natural leader with a heart capable of warming even the coldest individuals. Ichiban's character is shown by his boisterous nature, charisma, and overall likability. You can probably tell how much I love Ichiban. I'd love to delve deeper into his character, but I think we can save that for a future video. Maybe after Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. And finally, let's talk about the story of the game. I won't talk about it too much since I still want y'all to play the game for yourself, but here's what I can say about it. RGG Studios did a fantastic job with the story of this game. This may very well be one of my favorite storylines ever in any media. It is packed to the brim with heartwarming scenes, great action sequences, and so many memorable moments. In my personal opinion, this game serves as a decent entry point for those new to the Like a Dragon series, as it delves into the origins of our new protagonist. While playing the previous entries can enhance the overall experience, it's not a must to enjoy the game. The storyline and character development in this installment are strong enough to stand on their own, providing an engaging experience even for newcomers. Of course, if you're familiar with the earlier games, that may add some extra layers of appreciation, but it doesn't significantly change the enjoyment that you can have from the game. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a newcomer, the game's narrative and gameplay offer a solid introduction to the world of Like a Dragon, making it a worthwhile starting point for anyone interested in the series. Yakuza Like a Dragon has not only captured my heart, but has solidified its place as my favorite entry in the series. The shift to a turn-based JRPG style didn't just retain the essence of what makes a Like a Dragon game, but it also added a layer of strategic depth that I found surprisingly enjoyable. It's not for everyone, but if you just take a second to appreciate the amount of thought and effort that RGG Studios has put into the game, which started as an April Fool's joke no less, I think that you could still enjoy the game thoroughly. The abundance of side stories and minigames is a testament to the rich and diverse world that RGG Studios has crafted. From heartfelt sub-stories that showcase Ichiban's character, to engaging and surprisingly deep minigames. There's always something exciting to do in Yokohama beyond the main story. Speaking of the main story, the decision to replace Kiryu with Kasuga Ichiban was a bold move that paid off. Ichiban's infectious personality, unwavering loyalty, and genuine kindness make him not only a standout character in the Like a Dragon series, but one of my personal favorites in gaming as a whole. His journey from rock bottom to becoming a beacon of positivity and inspiration resonated with me on a deep level. As I wait for the release of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I can't help but reflect on the memorable moments, heartwarming narratives, and the valuable life lessons I've learned from this game. Yakuza Like a Dragon isn't just a fantastic addition to the Like a Dragon series, it's a testament to the power of storytelling in video games. So let me end this video off with my favorite quote from this game, one that I quote many times throughout my life.
どん底まで行きゃ、あとは上しか行く道がねえ。どん底から見える景色ってな、真っ暗じゃねえ。地に足つけて上を見上げりゃ、希望で輝いてんだ。あんたの言う通りですよ、若。
Thank you so much for watching this video. Oh my god, you guys, you do not know how excited I am for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Especially because I played Like a Dragon Gaiden. That game has a demo for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. And so the fact that I was able to sort of play around the game a little bit was astounding. Legitimately, it's looking to be a super fun game. I've been doing my best to sort of avoid Like a Dragon Twitter because of the fact that there seems to be a lot of people just talking about the game, and some of them are even doing like leaks and stuff. And so I've been trying my best to stay away from that so I can get as fresh of an experience as I possibly can whenever I do play the game. You might also realize that my room hasn't really been soundproofed at all, and so you're hearing a lot of reverb. I'll get to that as soon as I can to make sure that the audio quality stays consistent over all of my videos later on. So, sorry for that, but I'm sure that in the near future, it should be a lot better. Anyway, if you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up. I appreciate every single one. And I also want to know about how excited you are for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, so please do comment down below. I love reading through your comments, and I will do my best to reply to every single one. Thank you once again for watching. Remember to stay kind and stay chipper.